Let's do this. So, first we're checking the microphone, making sure everything's good. Give that little clap that Theo taught me over there. Don't really know what that does yet, but I do it anyway. So, I'm going to clap there. Alright. Welcome. We're back. First time I've ever done a video podcast, so this is very interesting. And these lights, as you can see, are pretty bright, actually. But it's better that you can see me versus that you can't. So I'm going to bear the bright lights and we're going to keep this going. Now, for those people who are not actually watching this on YouTube and you're just listening to this podcast, what we're going to talk about today is something that I've struggled with, that I think many people struggle with day in and day out, which is never being happy with your content and always thinking you need to continually do more and that you're always stagnant, that you're not getting anywhere no matter how hard you try, no matter how many sleepless nights you have. And I've come to realize it's pretty unhealthy, actually. And a lot of people will tell you that it's great, you're moving forward, you're never happy, you're always striving to get better. But then you realize that you don't ever let yourself get to a point of happiness with your content. And that in itself is actually pretty dangerous. So I want everybody to realize that if you're working hard and you're putting in the best that you can day in and day out, you don't have to worry about where you are right now versus where you are in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, because you'll get there. Take it a day at a time, put as much effort in as you can, and try to get a little bit better every single day. It's all you can do. I've only been doing this for 3 years now, and I've seen so much growth looking back on the content that I first created versus what I'm creating now, and it is completely different. I would have never in a million years thought in 3 years I would have pictures published in a mall, pictures published overseas, that people want to work with me. People are saying that I'm an inspiration to their content. 3 years ago, if you told me that that's where I would be right now, that I'd be sitting here in front of this camera talking to you, I would call you a liar. I never took any art classes. I was never somebody who said, I'm going to be a photographer, that's what I'm going to do. No, photography found me. And ever since then, I've continued down this journey with one simple rule. And I think it's the same one that applies to my opening concept, which is don't be too hard on yourself when it comes to your content. Just try to get a little bit better every single day. You're going to make mistakes. Every picture you take is not going to be perfect. And that's fine. But if you do make a mistake, realize what it is and make sure you don't make it again. That's all you can do. And sometimes you can take 300 pictures and to your standards, they might not be up to par. But for everybody around you, they may feel that it's perfect. And that's great. If you're not happy, well, figure out what you did wrong, figure out why you're not happy, and make sure when you shoot with them next time, you don't make that mistake. And if you continually do that, you're not going to have to stay up until 3 o'clock at night trying to figure out how I'm going to get through the next 3 days, realizing that I don't think any of my content is good enough. Take it from somebody who's done it multiple times. Removed everything from my Instagram feed and said, nope, I don't like anything. Sat there and changed my entire website. There's even been times where I've said, I don't know if I'm good enough to do this. And for some people that are going to watch this and or listen to this, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? You didn't think you were good enough to do this. You're here, and I've seen what you've done in the last 3 years. How can you even think that? But that's what I'm talking about. As a photographer, as a makeup artist, as a hairstylist, as anything creative, you're going to be your own worst enemy. Everybody around you either loves your content, some people may hate your content, some people may just watch your content because they think it's interesting. But at the end of the day, if you are not happy with what you're producing, that's the number one thing you have to fix. You're not going to please everybody with the content that you create, and that's okay. But you need to at least please yourself with the content that you are creating. Because if you're not happy, it doesn't matter how many people tell you it's great content. It doesn't matter how many magazines publish your picture. If you're unhappy with what you're making, it's still not going to be right. And you're going to end up in this never-ending downward spiral of being insatiable with anything that you do. And me personally, I've been there. I have to let that go. I have to realize that I can create great content even if on that one day I feel that it's not my best stuff. If that happens, close your laptop, go to bed, go do something else. Visit it again tomorrow and see if you still feel that way. The amount of times that I have taken a picture and at that moment said, nope, this is terrible, this is not good, I'm so much better than this, then went to sleep, then opened my laptop in 24 hours, looked at that same exact picture and said, you know what, this actually isn't that bad. Try that. It should help. Now, I'm going to wrap this one up because, as you all know, for those of you who have been listening to my podcast for a while, I don't like to go and drag on 20, 30, 45 minutes. I like these to be pretty short and concise. So that being said, for those of you who have been listening to my podcast, welcome back. For those of you who are new to my podcast, welcome. And I'm going to be trying to push these out every single Sunday. So I know some of you listen to these on the way to work, on the way to school. Some of you just listen to them because they're interesting when you're editing photos. Regardless of what it may be, I appreciate each and every one of you for doing that, and I hope you enjoy this episode, previous episodes that I've recorded, and all the episodes that are to come. Anyway, have a good Sunday, and I will talk to you all soon.